What's going on? Jake here from Warcry Games, and in this video I wanted to highlight 10 games that absolutely hooked me. These are the games you boot up and just cannot put down, either because the gameplay loop is just that perfect, or because the story was enthralling, or some aspect of the game resonated deeply with you. Without further ado, let's kick things off with number 10. Ninja Gaiden was developed by Team Ninja and launched in 2004 on the original Xbox. Now this game was hard, but I never felt it was unfair. I saw the game over screen more times than I can count, but I always dived right back in. If you're a fan of action hack and slash titles, then this is the game for you. And if you have an old copy of the re-released version Ninja Gaiden Black, this title was on the Xbox backwards compatibility list so you can play on modern consoles. Left 4 Dead 2 was developed by Valve and launched in 2009. This game improved on the original by adding 4 additional game modes, improving enemy AI, and even included game maps from the original Left 4 Dead 1 in the sequel. The gameplay loop is perfect, each run or match typically lasting 30 to 40 minutes depending on difficulty and the game mode you select. Fun fact, this game was banned in Germany, and they eventually released a censored version that removed some of the dismemberment and blood effects.
Oh, it's a bitch apocalypse now, bitch!
That's right.
Fable was developed by Lionhead Studios and launched in 2004 on the original Xbox. I was blown away by the consequence system in this game at launch, and how your actions directly affected your appearance and interaction with the various NPCs. I remember beating this game and pursuing the good path, and then immediately playing through a second time to obtain the evil ending. I know Fable 2 is widely considered a fan favorite, but there's just something magical about that first installment that resonated with me and first drew me into the world of Albion. BioShock was developed by Irrational Games and launched in 2007. In my opinion, the atmosphere in this game is unrivaled. From your first interaction with a splicer to the lumbering big daddies, this game keeps you on your toes.
You're special.
It's full of twists and turns that keep you on edge, and I couldn't put this game down when I finally played through the remastered version on the PS4.
Don't hurt me! Let me go!
God of War 2018 was developed by Sony's Santa Monica studio on the PS4. This game served as a reboot for the series, shifting mythologies over to Norse in lieu of Greek, and features a more mature protagonist in Kratos. This game shattered all expectations for me on what a story-based action-adventure game could be. I don't think I've ever been so invested in a game's story as I was with this title. I came in relatively blind to the series, having only played a little of Chains of Olympus on the PSP. I actually think this elevated the experience for me though, as I was learning about the aspects of Kratos' past alongside Atreus throughout the entire game.
No! You are not ready! Stay back!
You wish to learn the hard way. Fine.
Hades was developed by Supergiant Games and launched in 2020.
Let me stop you.
The goal of the game is to attempt escaping from the underworld, where your father, Hades, rules. The gameplay is so smooth and satisfying, and each run rewards you with more NPC dialogue, permanent status upgrades, or new weapons. You always feel stronger when attempting a new run, which is absolutely the right way to create a successful roguelike game. I probably hit 50 hours in this game faster than any other, and I kept going until I obtained the true ending. Even building this list reignited my urge to play, and I just started another run. Beat Saber was developed by Beat Games, now Oculus VR, and launched early access in PC in 2018 and officially released on PC and PS4 in 2019. I first played through this game on the Oculus Rift CV1, and it is the title that sparked my love for gaming in virtual reality. Every friend I had over to visit can attest. I would find a way to convince them to try out this game just to watch their amazement. It's intuitive and simple to play, yet has layers of difficulty akin to the old Guitar Hero and Rock Band games. Even now, 5 to 6 years later, I still boot this game up regularly on my Quest 2. Elden Ring was developed by From Software and was released in 2022. What an absolute pleasure it was to dive into the lands between, and I'm super excited the DLC launching this June gives us a reason to revisit. As someone who typically strays away from Souls titles due to their difficulty, this one was much more fair and approachable in my opinion. By the end of the game, after all the leveling and equipment upgrades, you become the ultimate badass, and it's extremely satisfying to go back to the earlier areas that gave you trouble and just decimate the enemies. This game is a perfect mix of world building, exploration, and in-depth combat mechanics.
In search of the Elden Ring.
I'm not acceptable.
Diablo 2 was developed by Blizzard North and launched in the year 2000. This game literally took over my life when it came out, and is the title I have sunk the most amount of time into. I cycled through every character class numerous times for various builds, since back then you couldn't respec until a much later patch. Aside from the constant grind to find the best gear, the multiplayer, trading, randomly generated maps, and PvP had me coming back every night. I played this game on and off for about 10 years, then dived back in when the 2021 remake Diablo 2 Resurrected launched.
Not even death can save you from me.
We also have special sections in the game that are tapping sections, where all you have to do is tap. Guitar Hero World Tour has a big focus on social gaming, bringing people together, making people feel like they're playing together.
Breath of the Wild was developed by Nintendo and launched in 2017 on the Wii U and Switch. This game reinvigorated my love for games. I had taken a hiatus prior to this, occasionally booting up a title only to play 30 minutes or an hour before shelving it. This went on for a few years but changed the day this game released to the world. I could not put this game down. Outside basic human needs and responsibilities, this was constantly on my mind. Those who played it around the launch window know Breath of the Wild was part of a zeitgeist. Everyone was discovering new areas by taking different paths, meeting different NPCs and posting stories on how to progress side quests, coming up with unique ways to solve all the puzzles, and just doing everything possible to avoid progressing the main quest just to spend more time in this beautiful world.
The history of the royal family of Hyrule is also the history of the Calamity Ganon.
I hope you liked this video. Thanks for checking it out, and post some of the games you've been most addicted to in the comment section below. Take care.